Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. We are starting about half a day after we ended the last episode, so we're on day 12 of this cycle. No drought or bad tide warning yet, but it probably isn't going to be much more than a day or so. We are working on getting this grid laid in. We've got 4 of the first 5 windmills already in place, which is good. Once all this is built, we'll just fill this with windmills and be done with it. That's going on there. Over here, I've started setting up the dirt to close this off. Once that's done, we'll open up this barrier here and let this water flow into this area. We will need to set up some kind of blockage along here. Probably down here is the best place. That's where the ground drops away, as you can see. So that'd probably be best. As you can see, our reservoir is nice and filled, so that's good. We've got plenty of water. We are still pumping vigorously. We're at, pretty much full in terms of water storage. Maybe, just shy of 200 left to fill that up. So that's pretty much a day's worth of water, essentially. Yeah, we're doing alright. Food-wise, we're fine. In terms of resources here, we're still very low on dirt, obviously. We're doing a lot of terrain work at the moment, so that's going to be an issue. We're a little bit low on some of these other resources, so planks we're at 600, that's okay. But we do use planks for a lot of things, so we need to sort of keep an eye on that. Our explosives are building up again. Our books have built back up, which is nice. Yeah, we're doing all right. Little low on wheat flour. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got our 2 grist mills. One there, which is making wheat flour, which is good. Another up here, which is also making wheat flour, which is also good. It does mean that we currently don't have any making cattail flour. But we do have 186 in stock, and we are still full in terms of cattail crackers. So that's okay. I'm okay with that for the moment. We'll keep an eye on it. We do want to sort of build up our stock of wheat if we can. Keep that nice and high. It's probably worth getting some more wheat storage, isn't it? Alright, we can do that. That's not too much of a problem. We'll do that like this. Get the steps in just there. And bring the path round. Alright, we are going to up the priority on this and make sure it actually gets done. There we go. I could have just hit the priority button and just blanket raise the priority on all of them. But there we are. We'll get those done, and then we'll get a medium warehouse on top. And we are storing... Where are we? Wheat flour. There we go. Excellent stuff. Right, let's spin on till morning. Okay, day 13 then. No drought warning yet. So that's a good thing. Over here, we've got our other reservoir up here, which is currently spilling into the back end of our community back there. I've also put in a zipline pylon and a zipline station over this end, so we can come in and actually close the bad water off at the source here, and then we can divert the fresh water from over here along this channel and into this pit once this is emptied. That's the plan there. Obviously it's going to take a little while because we have to build everything out here. As soon as we've got the zipline station built, it will speed things up. How are you doing? You're waiting for some planks. All right, well that's on its way. That's good. All right then, I'll spin on for a couple more days. That'll probably bring us to the start of the drought or bad tide. So we'll come back there, see what we're dealing with, and we'll see how far we've got with everything else. Okay, a 7-day drought. That should be all right. We shouldn't have any real problems with that. Everything's closed up, so we should be all right. They've already started bringing the dirt over here to fill in all of this. We don't actually have any dirt stored over here, unfortunately, so I've rather stymied myself a little bit there, but never mind. But as you can see, the hydration is already spreading quite a long way, just from the water that's in this overflow channel here. So that's pretty good. Once we get all of this done, we can then move on to getting rid of this section here. Over here, we finished putting in the dirt and the power conduit, so we just need to lay in the windmills next. I've set up down here a slight change to the path. Oops, no, I wanted to click on that. So I've got steps coming up over there, so we can take this sort of section of path out and put in another windmill on this corner, which will fit. It should fit. There shouldn't be any problem with that. And then we can start laying in the windmills every, 2 spaces along this grid here. I think it's 2 spaces. Yeah, like so. All the way down these struts, and then we'll have plenty of power, in theory, coming in. We might want some more batteries, but we'll deal with that as and when. Yes, all that's going well. Over here we've got our zipline station in. We've got some storage for wood, planks for logs, for metal blocks, so we can start building out towards the centre here. Let's get rid of the Badwater for a second. There we go. Right, so we'll want to build up from there. I think that's going to be high enough. And then, yeah, unfortunately, I think we're going to need to come at least one further, aren't we? So let's come out. Let's try coming out to there. And then just make sure. Yeah, that should be fine there. And again, we just want one of those, and we'll start moving out that way, and that should be fine. Alright, so let's get a path out to the edge there, and then we want Badwater dome or a Badwater rig. I think a Badwater dome is going to be fine. We're not sure on Badwater. We've got pumps drawing Badwater, so that's fine. So we want planks, gears, and metal blocks for that. Alright, well, let's get ourselves, I think, a small warehouse for gears, isn't it? Yes, it is. Alright, and then we'll set that to obtain as well. Alright, so that will allow us to move across here and seal this off. Obviously, we'll wait until we've got everything set up before we put in the Badwater dome itself. Oh, we've got flooded buildings. Where are our flooded buildings? All down here is flooded, is it? Okay, well, let's just sort of open that up slightly, and we'll drain a little bit of water out of there. I mean, now we have more flooded buildings. That's okay. It's all right. Yeah, it's because I've still got this set to 185 because we were still getting some overflow through there, and I've still got that sluice open, which I thought I'd closed. Obviously, I did not. Alright, so we've lost a little bit of water out of here, but not too much. And I mean, the next 6 days, it's going to be fine. We're not going to run out of water at any point soon, even with my bad management of it. So that should stop flowing any second now. In theory, this water should recede. I'm going to drop that down. I'm going to drop that down. This is actually looking a little bit dry, so a little bit more water in here wouldn't necessarily go amiss. That is closed, yeah. Okay, so yeah, just leaving that sluice open was a bit of an error, but we're fine. We're fine. Alright, I'll deal with all this flooding and then I'll come back. There we go, the flooding has subsided. A little bit of careful management of that. Again, entirely my own fault. I left that sluice open, I hadn't realised. But everything is now fine. A little bit of sort of management of these floodgates down here. Drain the water out of here into here, and then from there into here. So we're all good. Yeah. Up here, we are making progress with our... I've just noticed we're very short on beavers, but we do have 17 injured. Not ideal. Very much not ideal. We have 7 spare bed spaces and 6 children. I mean, hopefully that will decrease somewhat. I don't even know how many medical beds we've got. Nope, we want... well-being. There we are. Medical beds. Are you in here? Yeah, we have 23, so we have plenty of beds for that many injured beavers. But it's not ideal. Definitely not ideal. How we do? We've got 135 dirt stored up. I'm going to pause that one for the moment. Yeah. That might be contributing to our high injury rate. So we'll close that off. Am I going to close that sluice down or leave that running? Let's close that sluice down. Nope, we'll close that sluice down. There we go. We don't need that extra power, really. We are doing all right for power at the moment. Not great, but we're doing all right. Yeah, and hopefully that injury rate will decrease. Let's have a look. What don't we need running? I mean, we kind of need everything running at the moment, don't we? We're not full on anything, really. Yeah. Alright, well, we'll just leave everything running except for that dirt extractor. We should have enough dirt with what we've got in storage and with that extractor running there to get all of this finished. Over here, of course, we haven't even started, so I'll spin on through the drought, see how we do. Okay, so just under 3 days left of the drought. We've still got a very high injury rate. We've got this dirt excavator shut down. We've got this one here on half staff, as it were. We're still 7 beavers short of a full workforce. And 17 injured. We've had a lot of deaths, which I'm assuming is to do with the fact that they're injured and therefore their life expectancy is shorter. So hopefully that will balance out. We've got 10 children. We still have 5 available beds, so we still have room to grow. But I certainly want to bring this injury rate down as quickly as we can. Over here, we finished laying in the dirt, so all of this is now closed off. As you can see, the hydration has retreated a little bit now that that escape valve tunnel thing is no longer full. We're getting some steps down here so that we can get rid of these blockages. We are, if I move back a little bit, there we are, in the process of building our barrier at this end. And then once all of this is done, we can just demolish all of this. And we will put in a new way across. I'm not sure whether we'll use a platform or a suspension bridge or what. I'd prefer to use a suspension bridge. So we might need to come back with some dynamite and just bring this back a couple of tiles so we can get some steps down and then a suspension bridge across. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe we'll just... where are we? Yeah, maybe that and then some steps down at the other end. That will do the trick. It's not as attractive, but, you know, saves us using more explosives to get rid of everything. Over here, we are just getting the final overhang in place. We're waiting for 2 metal blocks, a bunch of planks and a bunch of logs, so that shouldn't take too long. I mean, we don't have them in stock up this end, but we do have them in stock, if you know what I mean. Just a case of getting them brought out here. As you can see, these are all set to obtain, so they should fill up relatively quickly, although, you know, we do have a problem with fewer haulers than we would normally have. Yeah. Alright, I'll spin on till the end of the drought then, and we'll see what sort of position we're in then. There we are then. The drought is over. We did absolutely fine. Still 10,000 water, 11,000 food, and all of that is good. So, over here we've completed our little platform strut thing. So we can... Oops. Didn't mean to whip the camera around that violently. I do apologise. We can get the Badwater dome on here. Like so. 2,000 science. Yep. It's going to be 100 planks, 200 gears, 100 metal blocks. That should be fine. We will stick that on a bit of a priority to get that done. Over here, we've set up to put in the next strip of windmills. But hopefully they'll get the Badwater dome done first. I mean, there's no power being produced by windmills at the moment, so, you know, it's not ideal. We do have plenty of power in those batteries, though, so that's good. And over here, we've completed the barrier at this end. So, we can get rid of all of this. Yeah, let's just get rid of... There we go. All of that. Get rid of that. There we go. And we'll get rid of... No, actually, I didn't want to do that. I shouldn't have done that. Let's get that back in there. A bit of a waste of resources, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll get rid of that bit of path. And then, is it 3 wide? I think it's 3 wide. Yeah. There we go. We'll get a suspension bridge across there. That should do it. So the water should spread, be stopped by this, and fill this little channel under here as well. That's good. Obviously, that's going to mean it's slower to fill than it would normally be, because we have a little bit of extra to fill up there, but that's okay. The water should be returning absolutely fine there anyway. The water is also returning down here. Yep, so that should be flowing through now. I've got this set to 1.6, which I think is right. That's set to 1.7, which might be right. Who knows? Up here, I have put floodgates on both of these exit points here. I've got this one completely closed. I probably could have got away with using levees along there. Honestly. I just like the way the floodgates look. And I've got steps down onto this because we're going to want to bring this down 1 level if we want the fresh water to flow this way. Obviously, we're going to wait until we've got the Badwater dome in place and we've got this emptied out. I don't know whether we're just going to let this evaporate, which will take presumably quite a while, or whether we want to do something about that, and I don't know what we're going to be able to safely do. I feel like anything we do is just going to get us doused in bad water, and we don't really want that. I guess we'll... yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait for it to evaporate, won't we? I suppose what we could do is... I mean, once we've got that in place, it's no longer going to be filling. Yeah, so we just need to wait till it's evaporated back down to sort of the level it is now. So it's no longer overflowing. Then we can start pushing some... do we really want to do that? No, I don't think we do. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're just going to have to wait for it to evaporate, aren't we? Yeah, that's probably the best bet. We'll probably end up doing that. I can't think of a better way to do it. Anything else we do is going to end up either contaminating our reservoir over there, or contaminating our beavers as we try to figure out a way to get this out of here. So I'm going to leave it for the moment. Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet, isn't it? Because I want to lower this, essentially this section here, because at the moment that's at the same height as the top of these floodgates. So the water here isn't going to flow this way. It's more likely going to flow through our floodgates. Yeah. And if we bring that down, that's just going to leave a channel there for the bad water to come back this way and contaminate our reservoir. Yeah. Alright, no, that's fine. That's fine. Probably. Day 5. Everything's going fine. We've got plenty of food and water. Our resources are... they're okay. They're not great. Planks have taken a bit of a hit. Paper isn't great. Everything else is alright. I mean, we've got sort of in the thousands or the high hundreds for most of the rest of the stuff that we are producing. I'm keeping an eye on the books. I've turned one of our gristmills back onto making cattail flour because we did run out. But cattail crackers were still pretty much full on, so that's fine. Yeah, everything's going well. Our injury rate is decreasing again, which is nice. In terms of dirt, we have nearly full storage there, so that's okay. We're not using it currently, so in fact, I'm going to pause that excavator as well, because we don't really need a huge amount of dirt at the moment. Will I? Is that wise? Because we do have our mud pits that will be using dirt. No, I'll leave that on. I will leave that on, but with only... yeah, only 2 workers in there. That should be fine, he says. Should be. Working on the next strip of windmills. We are currently producing nearly 8,000 horsepower. We only need 3,000, so that's good. Yeah, everything's great. Over here, we've got our Badwater dome in and it is closed. So this is no longer filling. And is in fact slowly evaporating. I mean, slowly. It's evaporated basically that much in the last couple of days. So it's going to take a while to get through it all. But we will. We'll get there. I haven't put in any explosives or anything like that at the moment. We're concentrating currently on those windmills. Do we need... I think we need paper for windmills, don't we? Yeah, 30 paper for each windmill, so... okay, we do have both of our paper mills running, that's good. We have over 500 explosives. I'm going to turn off our second explosives factory, because we don't really need to worry too much about that. We do have... what do we have? We have 3 lumber mills running. And we still only have 81 planks. Alright. I think we'll probably want to keep those running for a while, won't we? I mean, I could switch off our observatory as well, because we have 144,000 science and not a huge amount left to build with it. Unless we want a very small bridge or a very long bridge. All those metal platforms, and even then, yeah, the most expensive thing there is 2,000. Triple floodgates 500, nothing there. District crossing 600, which we probably won't use. A couple more lodges there for, I mean, 200 for the pair. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need a huge amount of science anymore, are we? Unless we want to make bots, and even then, yeah, it's like, what, 1,600, something like that, for all of that. We've got everything unlocked there. I mean, we've got decorations, but again, it's a couple of hundred science, yeah. We're not going to need anything. The only thing we need is 20,000 science for the Earth Recultivator, and we definitely have that. So, yes, we'll shut down our observatory. That'll save us a little bit of power. Oops, thank you, autosave. Gear workshops. How are we doing for gears? We've got 1,000 gears. We need 2,000 for the Recultivator. But I think we're going to switch one of our gear workshops off. Yeah. That'll help us build up a stock of planks as well. So I'm going to let it run for probably until the next, or the end of the next Badwater or drought cycle, to allow us to build up some of these resources again, lower our injury rate hopefully, and just yeah, just let things run. I'll get this next line of windmills built, because we are waiting for planks and gears and paper for those. But once they're in place, I'll just leave things to run. There we are then. Day 16 and the drought has arrived. It's only going to be 6 days, so that's not going to be a problem. I've definitely closed up the sluice over here this time, so we're not going to have any drainage problems from there. Everything else should be just about closed up, I think. We've got no flooding, so I think I did it right this time. I think. We may still get some overflow from this area, because obviously we are still getting some water coming out of this overflow channel into here. So we might... I mean, we might want to let it out this side, honestly. So if you put that up at 195, that will just trickle out a little bit this way, as we have already done here, as you can see. Not a huge amount, but some has spilled out. Yeah, and we are getting some flooding up here. So yeah, if I leave that just slightly open, just to let the worst of, or the excess flow out there, that will be fine. Over here, our third strip of windmills is in place and providing us with power. I mean, we've got, yeah, 7,000 horsepower, only 2,500 currently being used. I'm trying to get our resources here to build back up again. Our books are not building up as quickly as I would like. In fact, they are somewhat decreasing, but we'll keep an eye on that. We do have plenty of paper now that we've stopped building windmills for the moment. Over here, we've got this pretty much as full as we can get it without it overspilling into the Badwater over there. I've lined this channel with explosives so that we can bring that down to the right level when we need to. But that's going to be some time, because obviously, yeah, this is still very full of Badwater. What I might do, in fact, what I will do, is I'm going to bring some steps down here. And I'm going to pop some explosives in down here as well. So this channel will be one tile lower than this one once it's all been detonated, so that we can actually have fresh water pouring in here, mixing with the Badwater, and then flowing out this way. Hopefully that will happen. Yeah, that will hopefully sort of speed up the transition of Badwater to fresh water in this area. And then we'll just keep these floodgates closed over here and let all of the additional fresh water flow this way. That's the plan there. Back over at our main reservoir, we have ourselves a zipline station set up, so they can get straight across here and back for when we need to start building over in this area, which isn't just at the moment. Yeah, I'm still waiting for these resources to build up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play on through the drought, I think. Am I? No, I'm going to leave the episode there. But before we do, we are going to unlock the Earth Recultivator. And we are going to pop that in. Just here, I think. That does cover all of our housing. Yeah, that does cover all of our housing. So let's pop that in there. 20,000 science. Yes, please. And we'll want that there. We've got gears, we've got metal blocks, we've got treated planks, which is what we need for this. We don't have enough, obviously. And I'm going to pop that on a slightly lower priority, just to make sure that any other building work we decide to put in will be done first. But we'll leave the episode there for now, I think. Yeah, I think that's probably best. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think over here, wherever we are, I think over here that will work better. Why has this not been built yet? Oh, because it's the end of the day. Alright, let's spin on briefly then. There we go. There's that set of steps laid in. So we should now be able to reach all of these explosives. Yeah, looks like we're good there. Excellent stuff. Right. Yeah, we'll leave it there for this episode. So we've done some work. We've got our power pretty much sorted now, and we will be adding more windmills to that section as we go along. We've got this capped off, so this Badwater will be decreasing. And ideally, mixing it with some fresh water will dilute it enough, and we'll be able to clear this section and replace it basically entirely with fresh water. And we have our Earth Recultivator in. But yeah, we're doing alright. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please do give us a like and a subscribe. Really does help the channel out. And please join us next time. Till then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And bye-bye.